Hello, everybody. This is Sani. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful weekend. I am recording this right after the RuneFest Summit just ended for Old School RuneScape. So, super excited to give you guys my thoughts. I just watched the summit and I'm going to go over the blog they put out with the summary of everything they announced. So, give you my thoughts and excited to hear what you guys think too. There's a lot going on in here. So, to get started, the first few things are just updates on things we already knew were coming into the game. So we have Varlamore, P3, Final Dawn, Doom of Mocha Heidel. We obviously have known about this. Excited to see what they're gonna do with the updated blog. I thought we might get the blog with the rewards blog. They said they were going to redo the rewards for this boss. And that they weren't going to have a blog out before RuneFest. I thought maybe that they would have the rewards on this blog. It seems like they don't. So excited to see what they end up doing with that. Really just hoping that we keep the boots. I would really be disappointed if the boots went away. That's the biggest thing. I really, really like that reward from the Doom. But yeah, I guess once they release that blog, I might make another video on it just to give my thoughts depending on what they have on there. But for now, there's nothing really too new with the Doom. We knew about everything. They did announce that they were adding a couple of things with Varlamore P3 that they hadn't previously announced. So it sounds like there is a fletching Todd, like a fletching minigame, and then some like world boss Ammonite crab, something like AFK melee training. I don't really know. I mean, obviously that is not made for me. I am max combat stats, so I am not going to be killing the Ammonite crab and the fletching minigame. I doubt I do it. I mean, it just depends on how fast it is. I guess darts are so quick, but they do suck. So maybe if it's good enough. Official client updates, plugin API, and HD updates. Curious to see what HD looks like. I mean, I doubt I end up playing HD, but I would definitely try it out. I mean, I don't play any like 117 or HD OSRS client. Just stick with the base RuneLite. I think RuneLite with the GPU plugin looks really good as is, but I mean, would definitely take a look and see some of the stuff. I mean, the mobile updates are always good if you're really into mobile. So that'll be, I mean, it's good that they're adding this stuff, but not, don't care a ton about it. Now we get into the meat of it, sailing alpha and sailing in general. So the sailing alpha apparently coming this month, near the end of March, I believe. So really actually going to be excited to get a hold of that. You guys know for sure I am going to be making videos on videos of the sailing alpha. My thoughts, might even make a video of my first thoughts, just me live playing the alpha and seeing what it's like. I'm coming in it with an open mind. You guys know me. I am not a fan of what they've put out for sailing. I don't think it'll be good, but I we'll see. We'll see once we get a hold of it, and once we get our hands on it, and then we can really kind of make the decision. One thing, so it says approximately 75 minutes to complete. So, I mean, I'm guessing you're going to be leveling up to like level 20 or 30, something like just really early game leveling. Pretty features, blah blah blah. They did mention during the summit itself that if all goes well, they're planning to have sailing released by the end of the year, which was definitely a surprise to me. I did not think we were going to see it in 2025 by any means. I still don't think we'll see it in 2025. I really doubt that. I mean, I would be shocked if there weren't some major issues that came out of the alpha, or I mean, I think personally that if there's a lot of negative feedback as well. It'll be curious to see what the JMods do from there, because at this point we're in so deep that they're releasing this. It is coming into the game whether you like it or not. That's for sure my that's my opinion on it. But yeah, we'll get our hands on the alpha and we'll see how we feel. If you guys were at RuneFest too and you got a hold of the alpha, let me know what you think. Did you get to play it? What were your thoughts on it? Summer sweep up. So this is just kind of QOL changes. It seems like so. Adding more elementals, halberts. You'll be able to use halberts against Zora and Avian Seas. The Avian Seas will be actually kind of cool. Zora, I don't see how that's really going to be super useful. I mean, yeah, unless they change the cap, maybe. I don't know. Loot table changes is interesting. I mean, yeah, Nomad dishing out 33 million blood runes. Obviously, that is a bot issue. And Soul Wars is just a bad update in general for the game. It was stupid of them to even add it. No one plays it other than bots. But yeah, they're gonna change up some NPC stuff, scaling back sources that are overpowered. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, I think this is mostly going to be stuff for like Slayer mobs that they're going to be changing there on the loot changes. Onto Slayer improvements too. This is interesting. Block list to give you more flexibility. Tanky monsters reward the effort needed to take them down. Interesting to see what they say about this. I'm guessing that means they'll be doing some reworks or something with metal dragons. That's what comes into my mind when I think tanky monsters. But yeah, I mean, a rework of metal dragons, just making annoying tasks less annoying would be big in general. Modifying the Abyssal Sire encounter, that'll also be interesting to see what they do with that. Sire is not an enjoyable boss, in my opinion. I really don't like it. And taking a fresh look at Inferno tasks, I'm guessing they're going to add something here to make speed running Inferno a little more accessible so you don't have tutorial skip all the time. So we'll see what they do with that. I mean, the simple solution in my mind is just to give you a way to kill it on task but not get a cape or a pet roll. That way, you know, if you're a speedrunner, you can just grind that constantly without getting tasks and go for PBs. But we'll see. We'll see what they say. And then looking in the future, blah, 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 you know, whatever. Project Zanaris, this reveal, this was the worst one by far. Honestly, even worse than the sailing reveal, in my opinion. I thought what they showed here was super, super lackluster. I mean, it's basically like Gillinor Games challenges in the game. It's like, oh, you can start an account with level 50 combats and go kill your friends. And I don't know, nothing on here seemed exciting at all, and it really is shocking to me it's taken them so long to make this because everything here seems like incredibly simple. I would definitely, I'm not going to watch the video on here, but I would recommend you check it out. It is really super lackluster. I mean, you're not really, all they showed is you can change your base stats, you can change XP drops, you can change loot weighting, and like, I don't know, like attack speed on some stuff too, and that's basically it. I mean, there's still no way to add any new content into the game. You couldn't make a new raid, new quest, nothing like that. You're just really changing parameters in the game and making like a custom league is really all you're doing. So it, again, super, super disappointing here, and really just curious what has been taking them so long because nothing on here seems like it is difficult at all to add into the game. Into the good stuff here. This is what we're really, really excited about. So Yama, the master of pacts, and I will actually dive a little deeper into these blogs here now that we're getting into the PVM stuff. So we have a new endgame duo boss coming out. Really kind of a cool concept. I know I saw someone on Twitter asking for something like this. I saw a few people on Twitter asking for something like this after Titans came out. I did a little bit of Titans just for the CAs. You know, it is a fun encounter for a mid-level boss, and having a duo encounter does feel cool. I mean, it feels different than other areas of the game. The only other place you really are duoing in the game is Tob. Duo Tobs are still really good. And so, you know, you are doing like duo Tobs, and that's really it. And they're really super fun. I enjoy duo Tobs a lot. So hopefully, you know, another duo boss here. I have some high hopes for it. I mean, I'm really excited about this. But there are some things I do have some hesitations about. I'll go ahead and go over into the blog, actually, and we can kind of get into it more. So this is the expanded blog for Yama, the Master of Pacts. So, like I said, endgame piece of content. What is concerning to me is what they say here about like the pack system. So if you read this paragraph, Yama loves a good binding agreement, and he's more than willing to lay some extra goodies on the dotted line. The contract mechanics could go in a number of directions, but you'll be able to trade a harder fight for different rewards. This, to me, sounds exactly like an invocation system, which I mean, I thought the devs said they were going away from it. I remember Kieran said on a Q&A that they are going away from the invocation system. It makes things too hard to balance, and yet here, I mean, this seems identical to an invocation system. It's just a different name. You're calling it a pact. This is really concerning to me. I think this can really hinder the experience. I mean, I think about Colosseum and Toa, the two pieces of content in the game with the invocation system. Both pieces of content would be better if there were no invocations, in my opinion. If you had just some of the base invocations at Kalo were just part of the encounter, it would be a better encounter. It would be a better piece of content. Same with Toa. if they had one skill level for Toa, let's say it was like a 400, 450 with certain boss invocations on. I mean, obviously Insanity would want to be on by default. It would be a better raid than the way it is now, in my opinion. So I really hope that this doesn't hamper the content too much, but I am worried about the invocation system here. The contract will go far beyond the original fight. So they said that the difficulty will be a little harder than like the DT2 bosses. So what that seems to me is like maybe around a nightmare, Fasani's nightmare level of difficulty for the boss. And then once you get all the invocations on, then yeah, you can scale it up to Awaken boss's DT2, which seems like, I mean, I guess like a 600 Toa or 540 Toa, whatever invocation system with that. So I am excited, but I am a little hesitant on that. The rewards here, that charge upgrade, basically you get death charge energy from 2 enemies. That's fine. Surge potion restores 25% of your special attack every 5 minutes. It's interesting. I mean, I could see this being useful. I could definitely see you taking this into certain pieces of content. This will actually change a lot of metas for a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm thinking about Tob, P1. I mean, really, your rooms using this, getting the 25% back, you could ZCB most rooms without bringing a light bearer anymore, which would be interesting. So kind of cool. This will change some metas. Excited to see about this. So I think it's a good reward. The Surge Potion. This Catalyst, you're combining Soul and Cosmic runes into a Catalyst rune. But you have to have the rune crafting level. With 90 rune crafting is really high. I don't have 90 rune crafting, so I wish this was a little lower because I do not want to grind 4 rune crafting levels to have to do this. But I guess if it is what it is, then I will do it. But not a huge fan of really high skill requirements in PVM rewards in general. I don't think PVM rewards should be gate kept behind 90 rune crafting. Abyssal worms here. Is just rate you catch anglerfish. That's useless. No one cares. Onto the other good stuff, the slash armor. So this seems like this is slash inquisitor. Is kind of the way I'm seeing it. So what they say, and I would have to look at the calcs. Losing 7 melee strength is going to hurt it a lot against 0 defense monsters. So I would have to look. I mean, I would imagine you would still be bringing Torva into Tob for sure. You would be using this on the DT2 bosses, though. Certainly Duke and Vardorvis, you would definitely be bringing this. And it would also help Vardorvis if you don't have a scythe, because right now he's pretty tanky without a scythe. So that'll help too. I'm a little disappointed that we're kind of phasing Torva out already. I mean, Blorva is like the best looking armor in the game for sure. They say down here, we're sure some of you are sad that you won't be able to use your Blorva, but they'll have its own cosmetic variant. So basically, scale up Yama to like a level whatever, and then you'll be able to get it. I mean, since this is a duo boss, this is going to be super, like, service discords are reading this right now. This is going to be super boostable, being able to get like a Blorva type reward from a duo boss that one guy could just carry everyone. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't have too much of a problem with it. I hope it looks cool. That's really the biggest thing. I mean, if I just want this to look really cool if we're going to be replacing Torva in certain encounters from it. But I don't think that Torva is going to be scrapped in too many places. I really think, like, thinking about it, DT2 bosses, Duke and Vard, are really the two that stick out to me the most, where you're going to be scything on high defense. Solo Chambers would be another one. If you were doing a solo CM, you would bring it for, you definitely camp this. It would be good at Tecton, and then also Ohm melee hand. You would probably want it just because you wouldn't be able to spec them down too much. And in case hammers miss, so probably solo CMs too, you would bring the soul armor, but that's really about all I can think of for now. So, I mean, like Tob, like I said, everything's 0 defense anyway, so you would never bring it. This Soul Flame Horn. So this is interesting. Accuracy of their melee attacks are increased to 100%. That's interesting. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's only a 25%, so just adding new, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll kind of see how this works in general. It'll definitely change some metas for sure, but yeah, definitely like will be useful in raids. And that's about it. I mean, they're adding some mining stuff too. But yeah, that's about it for the Yama. Excited about that. Going on to the new stuff as well. We have, so that's kind of the biggest PVM update that's new, I would say, is Yama. And then Blood Moon Rises. So this is the new Grandmaster Quest, the Vampire Quest finale. So we're going to be taking on, I guess, Lord Draken. One thing that was really interesting to me before they announced this, they did also mod Kieran, and there is a clip on Twitch, did announce that later in 2025 we will be hearing about Raids 4, and they are planning to release it in 2026 next year. So that, really excited to just get any sort of information on that. I mean, I've definitely been waiting for that for a while, so it's nice to hear something on that. And I think these tie together. I mean, for sure, I definitely think that we're going to get another vampire themed raid just because of the timing of this. I mean, this is supposed to come out in 2026. And so, kind of after that is when they're planning on releasing the next raid. And the other reason I think that we'll see that here is this Vampirium, A New Frontier, this new land here, hostile and eerie environment. After completing, we'll be able to return. We have more details later this year, but for now we can confirm we're planning one major piece of content and several smaller ones covering both skilling and PVM. This, in my opinion, is where we're going to see Raids 4. This is what that major piece of content is going to be, is they're planning on releasing Raids 4 here, which I think would be awesome. I mean, I've been saying we need a Tob 2.0. We need a raid like Tob. Needs to be our next one. And if we have it, I mean, obviously the theme, keeping the theme there would be really beneficial. Just boss rooms only, no puzzle rooms. I also think what would be really cool is if we got Draken as the final boss in this raid. Would be really, really super awesome to see, because Draken to me as a quest boss feels a little weird. He's supposed to be like one of the strongest. He's like the strongest non-god in RuneScape. So just as like a normal quest boss, like on the level of like Vorkath or Galvik, to me doesn't really seem that crazy. But if we were to add him, if for some reason you finish the quest and it kind of teases at that final showdown, I guess it would be a tough cliffhanger to leave it on. But I would love to see Draken as the final Raids 4 boss. I think that would be really, really awesome and really cool. So yeah, that is it for the summit. All in all, way better than the summer summit. I'll say that. The summer summit was super disappointing, in my opinion. I think we have a lot more content here, a lot more coming out. Really love the tease of Raids 4. That was really awesome. Love the Yama coming out so soon, too. They said the Yama is going to be released in the spring, which to me, I was shocked. I thought, like, for sure we were going to be looking at fall or something, but sounds like that's getting close to being ready to go. So we'll get some new content there, and with the Doom boss, we'll have 2 endgame pieces of content coming within a couple months of each other with a raid on the horizon. Really exciting stuff for high-level PVMers for sure. Really excited about that. A little concerned about the Yama and the invocation systems, but all in all, happy with the summit. Think the JMods did a great job. Definitely willing to applaud them, and excited to see what's going to happen with the sailing alpha as well. We'll definitely be playing that and giving you my feedback. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the blogs? What do you think about the content? If you guys were at RuneFest, how was it? Did you guys have a good time? Hopefully you did. And how are you excited for all these updates in the next year? So thank you guys for watching. We'll have some more videos. Going to be pumping out more videos later on this month. I'm going to have a lot more free time. And so we'll definitely be making more content, videos on the sailing alpha. We'll have a new Twitter retard tier list will be coming here in the next month or so. And then we'll be talking about these blogs too. If they expand on any of them, the new Mocha rewards, we'll make a video on that too. So lots more coming at you here. Thank you guys for watching as always.